it's Tyrone Shum from Outsourcing Live. In today's video, I want to share with you the pros and the cons of outsourcing. And I'm going to give you 3 pros and 3 cons of outsourcing, in my opinion. So what I want to share with you firstly is the pros of outsourcing. 3 things that I think are really beneficial on the advantages of outsourcing. The first thing that I personally think that outsourcing can really help and benefit you is it saves you time. Time in the fact that if you were to spend your time, say, creating a website and to learn how to develop it and to build it, you could actually spend that time, that extra time instead, to focus on something that you're stronger and better at. You might be a better writer, you might be a better speaker, you might be a better marketer. And giving someone else the task of actually creating that website for you will give you time back and saves you time, and you basically get 2 things done in parallel at the same time. So that is one of the benefits and the of outsourcing, or the pros of outsourcing. The second thing that I think is really powerful about outsourcing is that it allows you for leverage. Leverage for growth, leverage for growing your business much faster. And as I just mentioned, saving time, it's very similar to that, is that you can get things done in parallel. Therefore, say for example, if you are looking to start your business now and you're at start still, and instead of you just spending all your time doing all the things in your business, say you hire 3 virtual assistants to help you manage all those other 3 things that you need to do at the same time, and you're still also working in the business. Just think how much faster you can grow your business compared to you just doing it by yourself. So that's a really, really big plus for being able to do that. And that's the second pro for outsourcing. And then finally, the third pro or third advantage of outsourcing that I think is that you can get access to resources that you don't have. So as I mentioned again, I'm going to refer to the example of a web developer because I know that a lot of people struggle with spending the technical time and doing other things that are important. And the biggest thing that I find from just speaking to people, speaking to the market like yourselves, is you spend a lot of time doing technical things that are probably not your strong skill points or skill set. So if you could imagine you could hire a web developer that could do that for you, you could really get access to his skills and his knowledge that he's built up over the many years, compared to you having to spend hours and hours or days, even weeks and months learning how to do it. And my personal experience, even though I come from a web development background, it's taken me 3 years for a bachelor degree to be able to complete that, plus 2 or 3 years work experience inside a workforce to be able to get to where my knowledge is now. And I do have a good understanding of programming, but I'm still not the best at it, and I still hire my web developer to do the work for me because he's better knowledge and skill than I am. I focus on marketing and I focus on getting the systems implementation. That's what my strong role is. So that's the third pro or third advantage of outsourcing is. Alright, so you can see that there's quite a lot of good advantages there. And what I want to share with you right now is the cons of outsourcing. And it is the fact of life, the truth of life is that there are going to be the good and the bad. And why not share with you the cons of outsourcing, because it is important to know if you are deciding to outsource, it may not be for everyone. So the first thing with the disadvantage of outsourcing is it does take time. That's the first thing. Time is a factor that people have to spend time to actually write the procedures or put together a plan and give that to the person. And it may take you time to actually even train that person. You don't expect to say, okay, I'm going to give you all this work and hopefully you know exactly what to do. It's just not like that. You have to spend time training them. You have to spend time providing the information for them. You do have to provide all those things in order to do it. But if you are looking on the long term, it's obviously great. But if you're doing short term project work and outsourcing of that, the skill set that they do have may not be pretty much aligned with your business, and that's something that is a bit of a concern or a con for outsourcing. It does take time to implement and process. The second thing, or the second disadvantage of outsourcing is, yes, it can be very costly. You might spend more time, more money, and not get a result. I've had that very much often happen to people I know and also myself. I've invested money into projects, thousands of dollars, and nothing gets done. And it's just not really your fault, but also too, you may not have done the right thing and followed the right procedures and got the right people in place. So that is a second disadvantage, is that it can be quite costly and you can spend a lot of money and a lot of time to not get a result. That's unfortunate, but it is the fact of life. But if you do follow the right steps and you do find the right people, then obviously it's going to be great for you. And then thirdly, outsourcing is not for everyone. That's just the fact of life, that outsourcing isn't for everyone. There are going to be entrepreneurs, there are going to be business owners who succeed really, really well by doing it themselves, who just absolutely go gung-ho and just make a lot of money and do a successful business, or have a successful business and do it just by themselves. But in saying that, not everyone has the lifestyle. So they may be working 60, 70 hours a week by themselves in an entrepreneurial type of business and doing a lot of things themselves and making a lot of money, but they don't have the time and the freedom that they want. But that's their choice, you know. So outsourcing may not be for everyone, and that is just I guess you can say, a disadvantage or a con of outsourcing, because it doesn't work for everyone. And that's all I can say, is you just have to accept that fact. But if it works for you, then great. That's where you can take it to your advantage, use it to leverage your skills, leverage your business, and to grow it much faster. And I hope that just sharing with you just these 3 tips of pros and 3 tips of cons gives you a balanced overview. And in my opinion, I believe that the pros outweigh the cons. That's just the fact of life, and it's worked for me really well, because if I didn't have my team backing me and supporting me and doing the things that they do for me in my business, I wouldn't be able to do what I currently do today. So yeah. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching this video. I'd like to just ask if you have any questions or any feedback or comment that you'd love to leave down below on what your thoughts are, pros and cons of outsourcing. And I'd love to just start a discussion right down below. Obviously, I haven't covered everything, because there could be so many pros and so many cons. But if you come up with something that you think is a pro or con for outsourcing, feel free to leave it down below, and let's start a little discussion and talk about it. Alright. Thank you so much again. My name is Taran Shum from Outsourcing Live, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Bye for now. Now, if you like more resources like this one, you can find them inside Mass Outsource Mastermind, along with video tutorials and step-by-step instructions showing exactly how I use them. To get a 30-day no-risk trial membership to Mass Outsource Mastermind, simply visit freevideoset.com. Until next time, I wish you success in your quest for outsourcing.